Well, really proud of our team. Thought the guys just had an awesome mindset tonight. Great focus, and just relentless about getting their job done in all phases. Super proud of them. This was a big finish to the third phase of our journey. Each year we kind of in prime time, and now next week we kind of roll into a new phase, kind of the fourth quarter of our year. But we're just really proud of our team. And offensively, I thought the offense set the tone tonight. Coming into the game, I felt like the best defense was going to be a very fast and efficient offense, and that's what we had. 674 yards and 302 yards rushing. Just awesome, especially when your offensive line coach is having his 500th game. So that was really, really cool to be a part of that. Really happy for Trevor. Thought he played an awesome game, and our offensive line led the way. It's the first time we've had no turnovers since the national championship last year. So that was hopefully a sign of good things to come. Continuing to get plus in that margin. I think maybe we're +3 now in the margin in the last couple of games. So really excited about that. Travis Etienne again continues to set the tone for us offensively. 109 yards, 3 touchdowns. And it's back-to-back 500-plus yard games. So just really felt like we were really close to a game like this the last few weeks. It was good to see us put it all together. I thought we were just awesome on offense, and really proud of everybody. And then DeAndre Overton, you just can't be happier for a guy. I mean, here's a guy that just has worked his tail off, and sometimes gets overshadowed a little bit by T and Ross and Mari, but he's a really good player, and it's just awesome to see his hard work pay off like it did tonight. Ties a school record, 3 touchdowns. So really proud of DeAndre and happy for him. I thought we were solid in special teams. Defensively, they rushed for 429 yards last week. So we really accepted the challenge. We knew exactly what we were going to get coming in, and you can either match up to it or you can't. And our guys were really excited to go play. Held them to 97 yards rushing, so just super proud of that. 2 sacks, and then I think they had 11 punts, maybe 10, only 10 first downs. But the best part is Chad Smith causing that fumble, and Logan coming up with it and rumbling, tumbling to the end zone. That was awesome. We had a couple other opportunities for some turnovers, but we didn't capitalize. But really proud of our defense. Just they had one good drive, but that's a good offense. They've been moving the ball on everybody. So just a super job, great preparation all week long. And then again, just a shout out to Robbie Caldwell. I think there's only like one other person alive at this level, assistant coach that's coached his 500th game, and that just is indicative of who he is, his just youthfulness, his longevity, his perseverance, and just his reputation that he has in this business. So really happy for him. It was a lot of fun in the locker room. We had a jersey for him, had a cake, and busted out some music, so he'd have to get in the circle and dance. And I hope to the good Lord that there's some footage of that somewhere. It was awesome. It was awesome. But at the end of the day, again, I thought this was our most complete game. We've had some really good games. We were 8-0, and we really have played pretty well all year. Outside of obviously we didn't play great at North Carolina, but we found a way to win. And but today I thought was just the most complete game. Very clean in all phases, and good to see that. So again, next week kind of starts the fourth quarter of our journey, and I think we're in a good spot as we get back together on Monday and move on to the next one. Our crowd was awesome. Homecoming, it was great to be able to reward our homecoming crowd with a win. Just great energy on campus all week. I just appreciate our students. It's so much fun to see all the activity and the school spirit, with the floats and going out Wednesday night and the players being able to go take pizzas. It was a lot of fun to be a part of that. So a great week, fun game, and good momentum for us going into next week.
Did y'all think that their size, like at linebacker and DB, made the matchup advantage for you guys, make it a space game and sort of isolate you?
Well, I just think it was more speed, not necessarily size. You know, they're not quite as big inside as they've been, but you know, they're still Boston College. But we felt like that we matched up well outside, and you know, we definitely wanted to get the ball into space, and we thought that and just mix it up, keep them off balance. We moved the pocket. We had a lot of play action early. You know, the key was getting the running game going early, and then everything kind of came off of that with some play actions on first down. We had a couple nakeds, and you know, mixed in some really effective screens as well. So just you know, some of our biggest plays just came after the catch. You know, yards after the catch, and then so just the speed and quickness of our guys, we did feel like that was an advantage for us. But you know, they're still a well-coached, well-coordinated group over there, but not quite as big inside as they've been, but still, you know, 290 pounders in there.
Coach, how rare is it from a play calling standpoint just to be able to really do whatever you want offensively? I think you were 5 touchdowns in a field goal on your first 6 possessions.
Yeah, well, that's what we're capable of. You know, when we're in rhythm and we're efficient and we're not having, you know, penalties and turnovers and missed opportunities. We made the layups. We just really were a very focused group today, and 11 guys. I mean, it was just rare that we had a hiccup, and so it was exciting to be a part of that energy. And I think it's just great. It's great for. I mean, they know what they can do. It's great for their confidence, and it's awesome to see Trevor have a great game, and you know, we moving forward.
Dabo, what can you say about the job the defense did outside of Dillon, who's going to get his yards and his rushes? They seem to have taken all the eye candy that offense is famous for showing and kind of erased it and washed it out.
Yeah, a lot of discipline on play action.
Yeah.
And we did a good job. They got us one time on a tight end on the backside, and I was really pleased that we covered the throwback down there in the red zone. Disappointed that they popped the, you know, they probably checked to it, but they popped the draw on us down there on 3rd and 10, which was a good play by them. We did a heck of a job. I mean, we were well positioned pretty much the entire game. They did get outside of us a couple times where we didn't quite leverage it as well as we needed to, but all in all, we did a heck of a job. You know, that back is good. I mean, and you can fit it up just right, and sometimes he still gets 5 yards. I mean, he's a pro. He'll be a good pro back for somebody for sure. And the other kid coming in there is about 240. But the biggest thing, the challenge is the play action and all that comes off of it. They've made one great play down the middle. You know, we didn't have bad coverage. It was a great throw and a great catch. But I was pleased that we didn't give up. You know, because we played these guys in the past, and sometimes we've had guys running wide open. I remember up there a few years ago, the fullback dropped the ball. Probably could have maybe even given them a chance to win the game down their sideline. But we didn't have that. So just good discipline, and again, that's a reflection of the back 7. You know, we're a smart group. We're a group that prepares well. They study a lot of tape. They take a lot of pride in it, and you know, take a lot of pride in being on the same page.
Yeah, but with DeAndre, I guess how's he been this year as far as mindset and mental, and so much was made coming into the year about him possibly having a really big senior year, and then to see him kind of explode today the way he did.
Yeah, he's been awesome. I mean, he's been amazing, and you know, he is having a good senior year. Today was exceptional, but you know, again, I mean, he's just with a really talented group, and so that's what we always talk about. Just, you know, you got to play well, and you got to take advantage of your opportunities because there's only one ball, and we got a lot of good guys, but. He's been awesome. He's one of the best teammates on the team. And loves his team. Loves his opportunity here. He's loved every second of his experience at Clemson, and you know, it's refreshing because he's a guy that certainly could have left or something like that and jumped into the portal or whatever. But he's just stayed the course, and it's awesome to see him be rewarded with a game like that. He's a very good player.
You think this could maybe be a springboard for him?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I mean, you know, he just, like I said, I mean, it sometimes the ball just finds you, and sometimes it just works out just right, and you know, you just never know, especially when you play receiver. Best thing you can do is just bust your tail and be ready and capitalize on those moments.
Is there any particular reason that Batson came in late instead of Tyson?
No, we just wanted to get him in there, and we're still, I think we've got 3 games on Tyson right now, and he'll probably, we've got for sure 1 more, and then we'll kind of just gives us a little bit of leeway as we move forward on how we roll with him. But we wanted to get Ben in there. He looked pretty good in that number 92, didn't he? I asked him. I said, Ben, you're going in at quarterback. You want to change back? He goes, no, I'm wearing 92. I said, all right, let's go with it. I don't know how many 92s have taken a snap at quarterback this year in the NCAA, but it was great. Ben actually got in on a lot of special teams action too. He's an unbelievably unselfish kid because he can help our team, and probably would really have a lot of opportunity if he moved over to the defensive side, but we just haven't. We just can't afford to move him right now, and. But he's just super unselfish, and so we've tried to mix him in on some special teams when we can. And he's a tough kid that can run, but it was good to see him get in there.
Did
Dabo,
Xavier Thomas dress out tonight?
No, we didn't have him out there. He's doing good. He was a lot better Friday, but you don't practice against these guys. This is not a game that you wear shorts all week and then show up and play on Saturday. But he was a lot better, and but we just didn't want to have a setback and him be out there and the noise and all that stuff. And so he's hopefully ready to go on Monday and have a full week of practice and be ready to get back in there. He's chomping at the bit, but we didn't make that decision until Friday. And just. Again, the noise and all the stuff out there, just kind of remove that from him and let him rest and stay on track.
Were you impressed with what your front was able to do?
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially without him in there.
Absolutely, yeah. 2 weeks in a row. Xavier's an unbelievable player, and those guys have really stepped up and filled the void. Did a great job. Those guys are getting better and better, and our confidence has grown. And 8 games in, we've I think developed the type of depth that we're going to need for this next phase of our season. So it's exciting, and get X back healthy. That's all that's going to do is help us.
Dabo, Kayvon Wallace, does he get enough accolades in his game as far as run support?
Probably not. I mean, he's just he or Muse. I mean, how about Muse with a form tackle on a 250-pound back? I mean, that was awesome. Tanner's going to be one of those guys that somebody's going to draft, and he's going to be a heck of a pro. He's probably going to have to move up to Will and play in the box, but he can do it. He's physical. He's a heck of an athlete. He can run. He can play all the special teams. He's a very good safety for us. Again, next level, he's probably going to play Willie, but he can do it. And a play like that, demonstrates that. But Kayvon's the same way. Kayvon is just kind of a blue-collar guy. Goes about his business. He's a great teammate. He really takes a lot of pride in his performance. He cares. He studies. He takes care of his body. Really works hard at it, and he's just been a heck of a player for us. It's fun to see those guys because they're seniors. They're having their best year. Although he could have probably had a pick 6 tonight on that one, but those guys are having a great season. It's good to see that.
Trevor's had great games. Was it different to see him have an efficient game? 3 incomplete passes, 3 touchdowns, especially with no turnovers?
Well, I mean, that's like a crazy, exceptional game. That's like freaky good. He's been really good, but we're 8-0, and maybe people focus on that instead of 8 passes. He's had 8 bad passes probably all year, with his turnovers, and so maybe we can stop focusing on his few bad plays. And he's had a million good plays, but tonight was just exceptional, in 2 quarters and a fourth or whatever it was. So pretty special.
With Xavier, is he still technically in concussion protocol, or is it precautionary at this point?
Yeah, he was in protocol. But like I said, he was a lot better on Friday. But you're not going to put a guy out there in that situation. But feel like he'll be ready to go on Monday. But we'll see. I'm sure they'll meet with him tomorrow and do one more check with him. Hopefully he'll be, get the green light and be ready to get back out there.
Coach, you flew Bobby Bowden up to celebrate his 90th birthday. How did that kind of come about, and how much of a kick did your players get out of listening to him talk?
Oh, it was awesome. It really was an amazing experience. Well, Terry, you know, obviously he's working with us, and he had been wanting to come to a game, and so I've been planning to come to this game all year since the summer. So we knew he was coming, and like, well, if he's coming, you know, let's take advantage of it. And, you know, how many more opportunities is Bobby Bowden going to have a chance to get in front of the team? But he came in yesterday, and I got to spend about an hour with him, just he and I, in the stillness of my office. I mean, it was surreal. I mean, it was just unbelievable to sit there with Coach and just talk, and we talked about a lot of things. It was a moment I will never forget. And he's going to be 90 here in a couple weeks, November 8th. And then the funny thing too, because we were in there, been in there for a while, and when it was time for me to meet, every Friday I meet with the TV people, whoever's doing the game, at like 1 o'clock. And so they opened up the door, it was time for the TV people to come in, and so they come logging in, and, you know, and they sit down, and there's Bobby Bowden sitting in the chair, and I'm like, y'all don't mind if Coach Bowden just sits around, he's gonna just sit through this with us, he's done a few of these in his day. And their faces were like, okay, I didn't think I'd be walking in here and Bobby Bowden be sitting here, you know, for their Friday session with Coach Swinney. So it was pretty cool having him just sitting in there, and so we had a great time. And then he spoke to the team at 1:50, did our chapel service, and it was just awesome. I mean, amazing, sharp. I mean, it's unbelievable how sharp he is. His hips bother him a little bit. He wasn't real happy about that, but funny, and just such a great perspective. So it was a blessing. I mean, it was an unbelievable blessing, and I'm sure something that those guys will never forget. You know, 20 years, 30 years from now, they'll you know, probably appreciate it more and go, God, I met that guy. So it was a cool moment, and then obviously came to the game and had a chance to. We wanted to get him out there on the field too, and let him just smell it. So he was, and I told him out there on the field, I said, it's nice to shake your hand out here, and I'm not having to compete against you. But he was great. It was a lot of fun.
Have you got a chance to say anything to DeAndre?
Overton?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he got the MVP. He got the O'Rourke McFadden Leather Helmet Award from the Boston College. Paul Cristione, that group, they come in, they present the trophy, and then they award a leather helmet. And so he's in a pretty good list of MVPs that have won that. Spiller won the first one back in 2008, and so he's in a pretty good group. So absolutely, yeah.
Coach, when did you get the pink blazer?
This is, I think, $49 at Belk. If anybody's looking for this, now what it is, $49 at Belk. So our ladies clinic this past summer, we had over 3,000 women at the ladies clinic, and so Kath and the committee, they came up with the big plan. We were going to do the orange carpet, and it was kind of fun. And so they introduced me, and so I came out and did my thing, had some fun, and then I actually had on my orange jacket, I think is what I had on, and then Kath surprised me. She comes out and she's like, and I didn't know this was going to happen. She goes, we actually have something better, and she pulls out this pink jacket, and so this is what I had for the ladies clinic. And so anyway, after the ladies clinic, I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna wear that for the breast cancer game this year. So I've been waiting to pull it back out, and you know what? It's crazy. You know, I got a couple of like nice suits. You know, I don't get no comments. I walk in the team meeting yesterday with my $49 belt, pink coat, and those guys, they were like, whoa. I mean, they were blown away. So, yeah, shout out to Belt.
Hashtag shameless plug.
There you go, man. There you go. Hashtag shameless plug. There you go. I love them, but I don't want to go to that bowl. Been there, done that. Y'all not gonna like me if we're there. but I like their clothes.
Anybody else?
All right.
Thank you,
Thank
Coach.
y'all.
Coach.